I had an emergency with my sorority and had to leave my boyfriend alone in my dorm with my best friend, and I came back to him in his boxers trying to get my friend to get it on with him and her telling him no. Hey, I am in a rough place and I am really shaken from everything that has went down. There is a lot, so please stick with me. I am a junior in a mid-sized college. My soon-to-be ex-boyfriend goes to a state school which is around a 2-hour drive from my college, so he visits semi-often. We met through mutual friends and have been dating for around 2 years now. He was my best friend and I loved our dynamic more than anything. I live with 3 other people, my best friend Lee and 2 girls who got pulled into our apartment by university housing. The other girls are Emily and Michelle, who are best friends. As the year went on, all 4 of us got closer and we can consider each other as friends. This weekend, Emily and Lee ended up going home for the weekend, so it was just Michelle and I in the apartment. My boyfriend came over Friday after class and we spent the rest of the day together. We went to my sorority social event but left early since my boyfriend was a little tired. Michelle is in the army and is super fit and beautiful. She has a ton of tattoos and is overall a badass girl. On occasion, she's hung out with me and my boyfriend in the living room. I have seen him look her up and down a few times but just thought it was a normal guy thing and brushed it off. Michelle had gone to bed early because she had to wake up early for drill on Saturday. My boyfriend and I ended up going to bed after getting home when I got a text from one of the younger sisters in the sorority saying there was an emergency at her place and I needed to come there now. I asked my boyfriend if he wanted to come help and he said no and that he'd stay back. I told him that I might be a while and he insisted that he wanted to stay. I just chalked it up to him being tired. I ended up walking over to the girls' dorm to find one of them unresponsive from all the drinking at the social event. Her roommate was having her puke up all the stuff she had drank. We called an RA, resident advisor for dorms, and she said that she would handle the situation. The RA drove my sister to an urgent care and I said I would meet her there after grabbing a coat and my car keys. I walked back to my apartment, and I walked in on a scene that made my heart drop. My boyfriend was in his boxers standing in the doorway of Michelle's room. I entered and saw her crying on her floor. I asked what in the hell was going on and learned from Michelle that my boyfriend had tried to go into her room while she was sleeping and attempted to coax her. While I was getting the details from Michelle, my boyfriend basically just stood there and didn't say anything. I obviously believed Michelle and told my boyfriend to grab his things and drive back to school. I asked Michelle if she needed me to do anything for her, but she just said that she needed to sleep for drill over the weekend. So I drove to the urgent care to make sure my sister was all right and stayed until she was released in the morning. She is all right now and just has to deal with the sorority council about her conduct at the social event. I just have no idea how to deal with my roommate because I know she must be traumatized from this. I don't want her to hate me after all this. I am enraged at my boyfriend and so heartbroken that he would do something like this. I just feel so sad and upset, and I have no hope right now. Update: Michelle did not come home Sunday night and stayed at a friend's place through Monday. She skipped classes for a mental health day, also because she needed sleep from a long and tedious drill. When she got back to the apartment, she already had a game plan in place from talking to an NCO at her unit. We talked and cried for a few hours and most of the time just sat there in silence, finally feeling the weight of the situation. For everyone asking if my ex was forceful in a physical way with her, he was not. The only time he touched her was when she apparently started pushing him away. He tried pushing her hands away from him since he thought she was going to deck him or something. We think he was shocked because she refused to sleep with him, and thought his amazing idea would go perfectly as planned. So, Michelle does not want to report him to the police, but she did want to report it to our university. She decided against going to law enforcement because our university can ensure some form of anonymity. Michelle is trying to go to something called Officer Candidate School when she graduates. Therefore, she did not want to deal with any sort of backlash in case it hurts her chances of getting selected to go. We went to the Title IX office, and they immediately saw us after explaining the situation. We talked to a coordinator, but she wanted to talk to Michelle alone for most of the time. After the meeting, we were assured that my ex would be banned from campus. She also said she would reach out to his school and make sure he faces some sort of consequence. According to the coordinator, if his school took this seriously, he could get kicked out of his engineering fraternity and get suspended for a semester. Michelle was completely fine with this, she just wants him out of our lives forever. Our relationship as roommates does not feel awkward, in fact, I feel closer to her. We made the decision not to renew our quad apartment for senior year. Michelle and Emily will be getting a double, and Lee and I will be getting one as well. As for my ex, I blocked him on everything and haven't reached out to him since I told him to leave the apartment. I am ready to start a new chapter. However, as a last-ditch effort to see him burn, I messaged his parents on Facebook and explained what he did and why I would not be attending Thanksgiving at their house. They have seen the message but they did not reply. Again, thanks for all the help and love, Reddit.